Let's get started. This
Got
is
it.
when you log in, and I have logged in as a super user and admin
Okay.
user. So I see everything
Mhm.
and I have access to everything. The only thing we're going to look at is the design tool. We have archiving, we have image manager, which is our scanning, indexing, including AI tool, right, for indexing documents. We have doc flow and then a bunch of other stuff below. But the most important thing I want to look at is the design tool, because that's what we're here to see. And I have pulled up, oh, come on. I have pulled up a document. We have lots and lots of documents because we've done this for a long time. We've been around since 1988.
Okay.
And, so anyway, that's just the back history. And to show you where I'm pulling this document from, I'm actually doing this Dan's demo. And I have Dan's demo and I have Dan's bad bicycle demo, which
Okay.
document. And this is an acknowledgement. And so, all right, so here's the document. And now let's say I want to edit something on here. First off, let me show you. This is the, come on. This is the way the document comes out of Progress. You're using Progress, out of Progress.
Correct.
This is ASCII data.
Yep.
You're familiar with that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. So what we can do is ASCII data is restricted to only certain fonts and certain sizes of fonts. And to tell you the truth, we have run on, where we have information that's spread out that we don't need, that the application sends us. Some of this stuff over here we don't need. And so what we've done is we're going to send it like this. I'm going to show it to you so it'll look like that. This is what we produce. And this is only one template here. And if you'll notice that every time I roll over something turns yellow, like I've got this right here. We can, if you want to edit it. Now, for the basic, like, let's say you just want to change the name and the address. And here it is. All I would have to do is highlight this area right here, which is showing up here, and type in the new name. And I can type in the new address and the suite and the zip code and the phone number, and this would change. That's how I created the Dan's bad, and I'll show you that in a moment. So the rule of thumb here is if you have someone who can do you have any programming people on staff at all, at any level?
Yes.
Great. Because our rule of thumb is that someone who can program in Excel, right, can do this is built in what's called Visual Basic. I think it's Visual. No, it's Business. I'm sorry, Business Basic, right? So it's not a very complicated way to change. It's like if I want to change this is the location of the logo. And anyway, so this is how you would change things. You would change this. The only thing I'm going to tell you, are you familiar with coding at all yourself?
A little.
Okay, good. Then you know what the text statement is, how you want to, like, this acknowledgement, the word order acknowledgement is our text statement. When the ASCII data comes in here, it says this is the text statement here. So that's not, so right there, should have highlighted it, didn't highlight. I don't know why I didn't highlight. Oh, well, you can tell it's a demo when it doesn't work right.
It's working right. It's
working, it's just not showing me.
It's just, your fingers and all that. We're trying to work them together.
So in the scenario that we discussed, you have two companies that you would like to create a document sets for, correct?
Yeah, they'll actually be a third one.
Okay.
So on one of our servers, we actually have we'll have three companies.
I thought you had 5 total.
We have, yes, because we have another server that has 2. It has it just has one main company, and then it has a DBA. So there's another company underneath it that all the billing and things are handled by the one company, but their invoices go out as a different company name.
Okay. And the templates coming out that you use, I don't have a way of looking. Maybe if you, at some point, I would like you to send me some copies of forms, even if they're of your invoice and your PO and stuff like that, and we would
I
estimate.
thought I did.
I
did
don't
I not?
remember. Maybe I didn't see him. But well, that's not
Okay.
important. I want to get you out of here today. Get out
Okay.
right now. The whole thing is that what we would do is we'll do a set of forms for you,
Mhm.
or we'll teach you to do a set of forms. You're a programmer.
Mhm.
Then you can do all the forms you want, and while you're under maintenance, you can ask questions. And as long as you don't ask us to do it for you, it's not
Mhm.
considered professional services. So we bill for professional services, but if you have a question such as, I don't know where to do so-and-so, we will tell you how to do so-and-so, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And anyway, but we will build the first set of forms for you, and then you can modify them, for your other three companies, or we'll do all the forms for you.
Mhm.
It's entirely up to you.
Okay.
Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very interested. So okay.
So one thing is that there's syntax help. If you have like here, if I click this, there's all this syntax is this
Right.
thing here. If there's an error, it'll be highlighted in red. There's no errors there, and it will actually give you suggestions on how, what's wrong. Maybe you don't have the brackets closing properly, or you're missing a comma or something like that. It's a WYSIWYG type function. I don't like WYSIWYGs because we use all right, help me out, Vicki. What is the the contact management program we're using for contacts?
Oh, you're talking about HubSpot?
Yeah, HubSpot has a WYSIWYG to build like emails and email campaigns, but
Mhm.
Vicki will testify how many times where you want to move it just a little bit over, and you have to go into the code and do it in, do it up in this stuff over here.
Yeah,
And it's still
exactly.
WYSIWYG.
It's awful. Yeah. And Dan, yes, Debbie did send documents. It was a
Okay.
sales order, a quote, and what was the other one? A purchase order. She sent those on Monday. So look at your inbox
Yeah.
for Monday.
Okay, last Monday or today?
Yes, a week ago.
Okay, that's probably, I was out, I was still in the la land.
That's okay.
And I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm down to 1 pill a night for pain,
Woohoo!
which is
Good
really
That's your
job.
story, and you're sticking to it.
That's my story, exactly. So the whole thing is, the takeaway here is that it's pretty easy to, it's
Mhm.
for a programmer, like I said, of a minimal amount of programming ability. And you probably have people that will look at this and go, hey, yeah, we can figure this out. And our rule of thumb is that we'll give you support for the first 30 days after you purchase, right? If you want it yourself, we'll give you the support for free. Again, if you ask us to do it for you, that's not support, that's professional services. But
Right.
and I suggest you have us do at least one form, takes an hour, maybe 2 hours, and then either while we do it, we train you, or we just do it anyway. And that way, your programmer gets a handle on how to do it all.
Right.
So that's it. I mean, I'm showing here what we get from QAD. This is not a QAD order. This is actually
Right.
for SXE order, but it's all progress. And this is what it looks like. Every time I process this and save it, this is something else, right? And preview it again, I get, and it probably should be over here. It hasn't shown up yet, but in a moment it'll show up as an email. There it is. So you can test. You can test to make sure you got it right. We didn't do any changes, so it would be exactly the same.
Yeah.
And this is a 5-page document, by the way. I think it is. No, it's not. It's only a 2-page document.
2
Sorry.
pages. Yeah.
Yeah. And it says so, 2 pages right there. So I was wrong.
But what's interesting is even on that, one of the things we've struggled with our form that comes out of QAD, if it's a multiple page one, the
Right.
total doesn't show up on the right spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The nice thing is that we're taking the ASCII data and positioning it so we can guarantee that it shows up in the right spot. Also, I talked to I confirmed with the gentleman, Jared, who's the king of this product right here, and be the one that will either train or do the work for you. And he says, yes, we can set up, you had said that you wanted to put a discount code in, like here's a
Yeah.
discount multiplier. Yeah, he
Mhm.
says, we can do it. It's not a problem.
Okay.
You know, it
Okay.
takes time, but it's something that we can do. Anyway, so, and this is a very simple form. I mean, in
Mhm.
terms of, we didn't do anything super fancy with the logo, but, you know.
Right.
So that's all I have. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, so can you go over the fee